All right, let's get into it.
Well, it's almost Friday.
Yeah, it is. Why does he always mess this microphone?
I don't know. It's our co-host on our other podcast. He's always special.
He's very special. Anyways, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Warfighter Tobacco Podcast. I'm John. That's Scott and Justin, our producer extraordinaire. And we're going to share, I don't know, something today.
We sat down with looking for something to talk about and found like almost nothing. So, we have upcoming events we can talk about later, but outside of that,
we try to at least pick something that's going on in the industry. And it's, I don't know.
Well, so the trade show was, it's the first now.
Yeah,
it was last month, and we had a good month last month, probably because of the show.
Yeah.
Which is good, right? I mean, that's the purpose of the show, I think. So,
but yeah, I mean, show is good. We're on the back end of that now. Now we got to do all the events that we set up while we were at the show. Because we got a lot of travel coming. We got Kentucky, Colorado, Mississippi, Virginia. Am I missing?
No, I think that's it. We had to divide to conquer this one a little bit, though.
Yeah.
So, Mississippi will get both of us.
Spring Street Cigars in Mississippi. They do.
They'll get both of us, but they have like 6 stores now.
I think it's 8.
8?
Yeah, they just opened up their Jackson, Mississippi store.
Yeah, so I don't know which stores we'll be at and when, but
I know we'll start at Tupelo.
Yeah,
and then who knows after that? Yeah.
Always a good time down there, though.
It's a great time. I love hanging out with the guys from Spring Street. Their customers are the main reason.
Yeah.
We have a great time every time we're down there. But yeah, we got all that coming up.
Colorado, I'm doing that one. So that's the end of May. I think on the 30th or 29th, I have El Cid's.
30th and 31st.
Okay, so
I can't remember which ones are which.
The 30th is El Cid's.
Yes.
And that's outside of Denver somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. And then 3Ds in Colorado Springs is on the 31st, and that's always a good time too. So, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
I just did a bunch in Arizona. The good thing though is it's fun. So I mean, yeah, it's work and it's time and travel and it's stressful and all that fun stuff. Getting to sit in a shop and talk with the actual smokers.
You know, honestly, I think if it wasn't for that, would not enjoy the industry as much,
right,
as I do.
Like it's like
a workcation.
Yeah, I feel like it's work until the event. Like, okay, the event's 6 to 10.
Yeah,
and it's like 5:55. It's fucking work.
Yeah,
6 o'clock. Okay, this is fun.
Yeah,
and then the whole event.
Maybe the first hour of the event where we're like really slinging cigars, but then after that, like when we get to just hang out with people, that's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah,
getting to talk to everybody, and I feel like I learn more about not really the industry, but about smokers, like not people, but like what smokers enjoy more that way than reading anything on the internet or cigar groups or whatever, like the face-to-face. That I feel like that's because you can ask questions and you get answers. Yeah. You don't ask a question and then 12 hours later, some guy thought of some witty answer that really isn't the truth, and puts it online. So having those face-to-face stuff, I feel like it's,
and like for me, like, I'll go out of my way to like get out from behind the table and go talk to people, and if I don't get a chance to talk to you, like talk to me, like it's, I'm not
going to be like, how busy, get away from me.
Yeah. Right. No. And I'm not going to be the guy that stands behind the table and doesn't say anything. Like we're going to have a conversation.
Whether you want to or not, we're going to talk. Yeah. But the cool thing about all these events, and follow us on social media platforms, Warfighter Tobacco everywhere. We'll be putting out our flyers for the events that'll give you all the W's.
Yeah.
Who, what, when, where, why, how. Well, and H's, I guess. But it'll tell you where it's at, the date, the time, But if you're around these events, around these areas, and you want your ability to get a redacted cigar, come down and see us.
That's a good way to do it.
That's the best way to do it because we're running shows or event specials. And then the promo cigars that we're going to be, doing for the promos are going to be the redacted cigar. But yeah, so we got mild Kentucky Herf at Fat Ash Cigars in Ashland, Kentucky. We have El Cid's in Colorado. We have 3Ds in Colorado Springs. We have Historic Smoke in Virginia. Spring Street Cigars in all over Mississippi.
Yeah.
I think that's it right now.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Cigars Daily. And if you're in Colorado, 3Ds.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be running some stuff too. But that's kind of the immediate that we have going on. I don't know if, Justin, did we miss anything? I think we covered it.
I think that's
Okay, cool.
as far as the events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are covering all the bases.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So now what do we talk about? Shit. Yeah. We looked for current cigar event or news, and
There really isn't.
there really isn't much.
The old head of the FDA
Yeah.
is now the vice president of the largest anti-tobacco group in the United States.
Oh, well, there you go.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Huh. How does that happen?
Weird.
I think he was the head of that before he left the
It
FDA.
fucking felt like it.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But yeah, it's.
now, if you were that,
I feel like if you're in government, you're barred from being a lobbyist for 10 years after you get out of office.
that should be fair.
You
Because otherwise you're actually
Yeah.
a lobbyist.
And
for
you're
the
barred-
last
and you-
couple years,
and
you
you're
were-
barred for 10 years prior to you being in office. If you've been a lobbyist 10 years prior to you running for office, you're disqualified. Because you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it. You literally leave a lobbying job and you go right into politics, into government.
Yeah, but okay. However, the other side of that coin is a lobbyist, I would assume, thinks they're doing it for the right reason.
Well, they're doing it for a paycheck.
That's true. Like,
I-
do you think lobbyists like pick the lobby they want to lobby for, or do they pick
Once they get good.
or do they pick whoever they
Once they
pays
get
them?
good, and then they pick the one that pays them the most.
Yeah,
So everybody goes into it with the best of intentions.
Yeah.
Like I talked to this kid in Arizona. He's young. He's under 25. He's going to run for state government. And the world just didn't fuck him enough yet.
right.
You know what I mean? Like he still thought that he could do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. And I was like, I understand that completely, man. I was like, but everybody that you're walking into, the rest of the Arizona government is here for money.
Right.
And you're going to try to do the right thing and you're not going to get anywhere. Then one of two things is going to happen. You're going to get frustrated. You don't get reelected, or you end up your first term doesn't work out. Or you're like, fuck this. I'm making money too.
Yeah.
And then you switch to the dark side.
Right. Now, I could see if you wanted to be in government, though, being a lobbyist first, you would learn a lot about how government works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Probably more so than you would in any other route.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that a good thing or bad thing? That's the debate question, right?
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I don't know. I think it's funny when, like everybody, it's so hard for me to try to understand and relate to the fact that people do things as their primary occupation and money doesn't play a factor in it.
Right.
Like it has to play a factor in some way, shape, or form. And it motivates people way more than you think it does.
Yeah.
But for somebody to be like, yeah, I'm a lobbyist just because, I'm trying to just, have the government do the right thing.
Right.
And it's like, okay, what do you lobby for? Oh, this one specific thing.
So I have a hypothetical for you.
Yeah.
For both of us, I guess. Say we sold Warfighter for $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
And we have all the money we'll ever need. What do you do in life after that? Do you get into something you're passionate about, like a cause?
Well, at that point, it has nothing to do with money.
Yes, but this is my question.
Yeah.
For some people, though, I think the more and more and more it becomes more and more and more about the money.
Yeah. It might, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if like I would be one that would be like, okay, now I can do all of this to make more money, or am I just going to be like, all right, well, I'm good.
Well, I'd probably math it out, and I'd give myself like a reasonable amount that I could spend.
Right. Just to live on.
And then I'd figure out how long I could live on how much money I have.
Right.
And then that would factor my decision on what I decide to do.
Yeah.
Because if I'm like, oh, it's 6 years. I'm like, well, it's going to be a fun 6 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
No.
See, how long do I think I'm going to live? And then I'm going to divide by 2.
Yep.
And then that's when I'm going to try to run out of
divide by 2, add 5. Because towards the end, you might slow down a little bit.
I don't know if my math allows for
let's say you think you got 20 left.
Right.
You divide by 2, that's 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to add 5 to that because you're going to get to like 8 and you're like, fuck.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But do you think you'd go down the path of let's do something for? I think I would be more charitable if I had more money to be charitable. Like I think I could do more good the more money I had. Right.
Yeah.
Which is why Warfighter, we want to be as charitable as everybody wants us to be, but we can't because we are not. Like I could charity.
Warfighter is also a business.
Yeah, I could charity my business away in about 1 month if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah. So,
I mean, me personally, I mean, I would, and it's not like a forever thing, but I would definitely travel.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of places in the world that I'd like to go see.
Yeah.
I'd probably settle in some island somewhere, live there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Until I get bored of the island, move to a different island, live there.
Right.
Until I get bored of, you know what I mean? But to like get involved in like politics or government or anything like that, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
It's a revolving $20 bill, it's not even a revolving $20 bill. They literally just take $20 bills and put them in their own pockets.
Yeah,
and then they just keep doing that same thing over and over and over. And it's in any regard to anything to do with government.
Yeah,
if you take money away, if the money disappears. Right? There's no government.
It's true.
They don't care. What are they going to govern? People?
Right.
Oh, they don't want to fucking govern people. They just want money. You know, like I would love for something to convince me different of that, but I don't. I think it's going to be hard.
Yeah. The older you get, the more convinced of it you are.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I remember being young and idealistic, right? Like
I'm going to change the world.
Yeah. Let's go accomplish something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like the richest man in the world right now is trying to help change the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And even he's just like, oh, you know what? I might be done with this shit.
Yeah.
And we looked it up the other day. It's not like he's the richest man by like a little bit. Like he has more than, I think it was more than double of Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And Jeff Bezos is number 2.
Yeah.
And Elon lost his ass lately in Tesla stock. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would definitely do philanthropic things.
Yeah. I love watching the videos where like they tip the waitress $1,000.
Yeah, like
right?
stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, oh, I fund this nonprofit $5 million a year.
Yeah.
No. Like I help out people that I see that need help.
Yeah. 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 The latest one I watched, he was like complaining about this, how bad the service was. Like, oh, it took 3 minutes to get this water. Like I need to talk to your manager. And then he's like, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to tip you $1,000 instead.
Nice.
Shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, that would be fun. Right. Or just to help people like that, individual people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's organizations take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I get that there's operational expenses and whatnot. But it's got to be within reason.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's the hardest part with us, Warfighter, working with nonprofits is, we need to know where that money's going before we even think about doing something with you.
Right.
And if any of it's going somewhere where it shouldn't or where it doesn't even make sense, like, we're all set. Thanks.
Yeah.
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 I never thought about it from the perspective of a business when working with a charity, because as like a solo individual, you donate to a charity, you find out something's wrong, and you're like, oh, that stinks. My money went to the wrong spot.
Yeah.
But then looking at it as like a business perspective, you can get those secondhand repercussions of like, oh, well, these people were involved, and then it affects your side. And it's like, oh, fuck, I never even thought about it from that angle of like
I'm not terribly worried about that. I'm just like the fallback or the reputation, right? Like, yeah, okay. Like,
I think
because we know that our intentions weren't.
Yes.
That, and,
you know what I mean?
And I
Like,
think one of the reasons why we're specifically not that worried about it is if there's a hint of drama, we're not gonna do anything with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, if it looks like it's gonna be a shit show, then yeah. I mean, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck.
Yeah. Or if you cold email me about helping your charity, the chances are very slim because I
need to know about you.
I get a lot of them per day. And I don't even heard your name of your charity before because I'm not around it. I'm not, I'm states away or whatever. Like it's hard to commit to that, but yeah.
Yep. Speaking of charity stuff, we got some of that coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of it's later this year. But we got a golf tournament coming up.
Well, that's pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, that's in a couple of weeks.
Month,
yeah. It's on a Monday in San Antonio. So if you're local and you want to play, it's a good time. Thirsty Horse Golf Tournament. We'll be at the golf ball cannon hole.
Yeah. You can drive with the golf ball launcher.
Yep.
It'll cost you a donation, but it's still fun.
It's a great time. What else do we got coming up? You're going to the
the Veteran Aviator Foundation. They're having their annual fly-in dinner
fundraiser. Yeah. You got that. I got a barbecue cook-off coming up. Bed of Finning, Intrepid Care.
You got a Roatan trip coming up.
Yeah, I got a scuba trip. Then we got a lot of shit coming up in the fall. I got one weekend in November that's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
That's a 3Ds event.
Right.
I got to fly from Orlando to Colorado Springs. I'll be at a scuba event in Orlando and then fly to Colorado Springs the next day for a cigar event and then fly to San Antonio the next day for an Intrepid Care fundraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be good. Yeah. It's too hot to hunt.
Yeah.
It's almost too hot to fish. I don't even want to go out in a boat right now.
It's not even that hot yet.
No, it isn't. I think it's only like 85 today. 90. It's 90 already. That's gross.
Yeah.
So no triple digits yet. Not for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just had our second redacted go out.
We did.
Pretty successful.
It's always a fun time.
Yeah. People on social media still want us to sell that cigar.
Yeah.
We never will. Sorry. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not why we did that cigar.
No.
It was event only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
What's in the cigar? That's another one we've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's read it.
We got some fun ones on the what's in the cigar.
Yeah.
I think my favorite answer so far is tobacco. That was a good one. I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Well, we didn't put anything other than tobacco. So there's not like there's not a surprise THC hit or anything.
So,
like that,
technically we could say that we had one person guess it correctly so far.
Yeah. Yeah. He nailed it.
He did.
It is made with all tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All natural, no additives, long filler.
There's a very small percentage of some vegetable glue.
Yeah.
Just like there is in every other cigar.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we had a couple of episodes that came out that we did at cigar shops. that we released. I think those are within the last 5 episodes, right?
Yep. The last episode was DJs.
Yeah, DJs.
DJs. And then 2 episodes ahead of that was Cigars Daily.
We did get a couple requests to be on the show. We're not ignoring you. We're just getting to answering you. So
Yes.
yeah.
For what?
To be on the show for other industry.
Oh,
people.
yeah. Awesome.
So, yeah. We'll make that happen. Justin's very good at like popping you up on the screen here and being able to do one. So we'll organize those and get them lined up. So Storm emailed me about being on the show. He asked if he could do it online or in person. I said he can do it either way, but in person would be way more fun.
Yeah.
So he's gonna, next time he's in San Antonio, he's gonna stay for an extra day or 2.
He should just come down just for this. It's not like he has anything else going on.
So
yeah.
Storm is the guy that started Cigars for Warriors, so that'll be a fun episode.
Yeah. That'd be a really good episode.
Yeah.
That'd be a long one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there really isn't even anything in current events that's like fun.
I know, right?
You know, and it's all Trump's 100 days.
Yeah.
It's all opinion.
Yeah.
None of it's factual. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you listen to some media, it's great 100 days. If you listen to other media, it's a terrible 100
Worst
days.
100 days
Yeah.
this country's ever seen.
Right.
The other side is the best 100 days a country's ever seen.
So it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so it's average. No, it's business as usual compared to everybody else.
It's been I will say it's been a busy 100 days.
It definitely has.
Yeah, it's not like there was any
You know, one thing I do have to give Trump credit for is he learned on his first term.
oh yeah.
He learned a lot. I think a lot more than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
And today was one of the things that, at least to me, I wouldn't really say shocking, but I didn't expect it. And that was, what's his name? The Secretary of, who did he just
Waltz.
fire? Yeah. What was he?
Oh, he didn't fire him. I don't think.
Well, he relieved him of his job. And then shortly after that, offered him another job.
Right.
But so the media started to go crazy. And then they were like, oh, wait. And so they moved him from wherever he was, the Secretary of,
I don't remember.
oh, what the fuck?
National Security Advisor.
There we go. National Security Advisor. Now he's the ambassador to the UN.
Oh yeah.
Which you get some bougie ass place in New York.
That's probably a very similar job though.
I feel like it's a better fit for him.
I don't know. I don't know him that well.
But now in Trump's first term, that dude would just been fucking put out to pasture. You know what I mean? Like he would have been fired. He would have been talking shit about.
Did he do something bad?
Yeah, it was a signal shit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's what it was over. Okay. Yeah. Huh. I forgot about it.
Yeah. But it's a, like, I think it's interesting. Just the you know, how he, I don't know, approaches things differently now.
Yeah.
Than he did on his first term.
Yeah.
First time he's like, I'm just gonna fucking clear house, fuck everyone. And this time he's like, oh no, you're still one of my pawns. I'm gonna put you here instead.
I think he did more house clearing this time. I think he listened to a lot of people last time, and now I think he's making more of the decisions himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you don't really hear much about Doge anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure it's
little
not
bit.
because they stopped working.
No,
Yeah. I think it's just media cycles.
either that or a court somewhere decided that, hey, you guys aren't talking about this anymore. You know what I mean? Like somebody somewhere had to say something.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know,
think.
maybe. Yeah.
That's just my opinion, but yeah. Yeah. There's some cool accessories that came out. Not really anything like, and nobody recreated the wheel.
Right.
but they had some different designs of stuff. I saw some new designs of these electronic lighters that are death traps.
Right.
That I don't know if they have a safety in them or not, but they look cool.
Yeah.
They're not drastically different than this, but they, whatever. And then there's like steampunk, for lack of better words, style lighters.
Yeah.
They have like external wheels and all kinds of stuff. They look pretty cool. There wasn't really anything that I don't know, stood out for me accessory wise at the show.
Yeah.
Then again, it was when all the tariff shit was going down, so all the accessory companies kind of were like, "Oh, we don't really know what's happening."
Because a lot of the cigar accessory stuff comes from China.
The majority, yeah.
So,
hopefully soon, a lot of the tariff shit gets figured out.
Yeah. It's been like on again, off again, on again, off again stuff.
Well, I mean, ultimately the way it looks is it was a massive play to get China to play ball.
Yeah.
And China's trying to fight.
Yeah.
But in the process, there's been, 30 something countries that came to the table that brokered deals.
Right.
I don't know if they've gone through yet or not.
Well, I think that's the ultimate, what's going to really happen with the tariff? That's the question on everybody's minds. Is it going to ultimately be better for the country, or are prices just going to go up on everything?
Right.
Or, I think that's the big question. If it works, he's going to be a hero. If it doesn't work, it's going to hurt a little bit. So,
well, I mean, what's more expensive for you today?
Specifically?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I notice things are cheaper. I'm paying less for fuel.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Fuel's a major expense.
Yeah. Things like that. I'm watching the housing market and watching the cost of housing go down.
Yeah.
It's not drastic drops, but when
availability is going up too for some
availability is going up and across the board, you're seeing houses that have been on the market for 3 to 6 months. They're dropped their price $25,000.
Yeah.
And it's because you were inflating it.
Yeah.
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 Now if they just lower interest rates and get the fucking train back on the tracks, good to go. We'll see. You can only hope and pray, right?
Ultimately, I'm happy that somebody's trying something different, because the same thing wasn't working.
It wasn't.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just went through 4 pages of Half Wheel and 2 first pages of news websites, and there is nothing that's on here.
It's kind of nice having the break, right? The break from the chaos.
Yeah. News was very entertaining for a while. So, yeah. Or no, I don't know about entertaining, but entertaining, I guess. There was a lot of rapid fire, big feelings everywhere.
Big feelings.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
All right, we gotta talk about something here. So let's play a game.
Oh, great! Here we go.
Money's no object. Any sports car. What are you buying?
Oh, money's no object. Any sports car
or any. I'd say I'll say recreational car.
Okay. So not supercars.
Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anything that's if you want a jacked up 86 Bronco or, what, I don't care, whatever. Right. But something you're not going to or you could daily drive it, but it's ultimately it doesn't.
That's something that I want that I wouldn't actually buy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
I want a Ford GT.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Because there's no way that I'd ever buy one of those.
Right.
No matter what, even if I could afford it, I'm all set. Because I'm just gonna break it.
What year?
I like the older ones.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have to do some Googling because they made some updates.
Yeah, the newest ones are pretty sweet too. And actually, if you could buy one, the newest ones have appreciated more than almost any other car out there, I think.
The new ones look fucking sick.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about the new ones is if there's ever a problem with your engine, they put it in the majority of the vehicles anyways. It's a twin turbo V6.
Oh, really?
3.5 liter. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I like that.
660 horsepower.
That's enough. For a, 2,500 pound car? Probably?
I was just going to say, let me see if I can figure out how much it weighs. Yeah, 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6, 660 horsepower, carbon fiber body. It doesn't tell me a weight. They look really cool. I mean, it looks like a Le Mans car.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me weight on it.
Like the original ones, though, there's no stereo, there's no air conditioning.
No, there's nothing in it. Yeah, steering wheel. And,
it's a fucking race car.
It is. Every time I watch, what's the movie? Ford v Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, I just love it. It looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
That was my original dream car.
Yeah.
The old GTs.
Yeah.
The 2013 is they did a limited run. That would be a cool one to have, but once again, the money's no option thing.
Yeah.
But they did like a race replica.
Right.
But I think they only made like 60 something of them.
Yeah.
Actually 67, because that was the first year that they did the GT. But no, and like, I don't know. I'm so on the fence when it comes to like muscle cars. If like not really new versus old, but new technology versus like old muscle.
New technology is so much faster and better, though. Mm-hmm. It really is. The ride's better. The features are awesome.
Like I want one muscle car that's like either a resto mod or like a new, style.
Yeah.
But then I have to have like an old 70s with like I don't even care if it's a big block or not, but carbureted.
Yeah.
So I can have that smell.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
see, for me, if I had an old muscle car, like keeping it original, I don't care
about that
at all. But having an old muscle car and putting one of the big fucking Pro Chargers on it, like sticking out of the hood, you cut a hole in the hood, like to me, that's fucking awesome.
Right. Like I've always wanted one like that with a Pro Charger that's just cammed the fuck up.
Yeah. We're like at idle. It's like,
it's just like chirping the tires.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like that's pretty cool.
Like the Australian burnout cars.
Yeah.
Right. You got like, 3,000 horsepower. The only thing you do with it is burnouts.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Right. For a straight up fun car, like some of these drift cars, like if like drifting, that would be a fun activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those where your barrier of entry is really low.
Well, I think it can be.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to break shit constantly.
Well, yeah. But depending on what it is, you get a rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
And you essentially gut it.
Yeah.
And you put a fucking handbrake.
And a roll cage.
Yeah. And I mean, you can do whatever you need to do. And, at least you can learn.
Yeah.
Until you work your way up to something.
So there's a Texas Drift Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a fun thing to do.
I think that would be more fun than like going like Vegas when you have like, come to the track and drive around the oval. Like I'd rather go drift.
I was talking so I went to this thing at a car, where all these guys own a bunch of really exotic cars.
Yep.
So I was talking to this younger doctor. He had all kinds of money, right? But he said he went and did this NASCAR experience.
Okay.
And he said it was the most fun thing he's ever done.
Really?
He said a NASCAR, he said is way more fun, and he's done all this other shit.
Yeah.
Right? But he said you do a couple laps with the actual driver.
Yeah.
That way you get to learn what the car's capable of. And he said it was hands down the most fun. He did Talladega, or no, the one Bristol. He did,
Okay.
So short and fast, steep banks.
Right.
He's like, he said it was the most fun he's ever spent money on.
No shit.
And I can't remember who the driver, like the main driver was that put it on.
Yeah.
But it wasn't terribly expensive to do. But he's like, if it's not on your bucket list, he's like, put it on your fucking bucket list.
Okay.
It was fucking, he's like, it's that much fun.
I mean, I could like doing it that way. Like I never really had a desire to drive a NASCAR until hearing it that way.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you do a couple laps and they show you what it can do. You'll never be able to do it, but here, have fun.
That's what I asked him. I said, so compared to the pro drivers' laps, I said, how were your laps? He's like, nowhere close.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's like, but it was way more than he would ever do in any other car, like so.
Yeah.
But he made it sound really fun. Yeah.
When you get done, can I just do all the donuts? Just fuck up all the grass in the infield.
Right. Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Another car that I would absolutely love to drive, and owning it would be cool too. But this one would be more just I'd like to borrow it for like a week and I'll give it back. Get that out of my system. Is Ken Block's Unicorn?
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Either version, whether naturally aspirated or the 1400 horsepower twin turbo.
Right.
Either one I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But that all wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That thing was nuts.
That was kind of like that. If you had $100,000, what car would you do? And I would try to build as close to that as I could.
Yeah.
But I don't care if it's a 67 Mustang.
Right.
And even that, I think
it's sheet metal.
No, so I think the A pillar and a portion of the roof, if I remember right, is a 67 Mustang. Or it might have been the B pillar, one of the two. And that's it. Everything else has been fabricated. Yeah. The frame, everything. Yeah. I watched a documentary YouTube thing on like the behind the scenes of the building of it.
Right.
And like how they got to what they got and why the purpose behind how they were building it. And it was to do Pikes Peak.
Okay.
And so they needed naturally aspirated. He wanted to set a record to Pikes Peak. No, I take it back. That's why they did the twin turbos.
Oh.
So they built it just to build it.
Right.
To do all the stuff that they do in the videos and Gymkhana stuff and whatnot. And then they're going to run it on Pikes Peak and they were going to try to do like a speed record.
Okay.
But when they mathed it out, they realized that I think it was something crazy. Like they lost at the peak at elevation, they lost like 60% of the horsepower or something.
That makes sense.
But in order to drift, they needed whatever it was, 600-700 horsepower or whatever.
Yeah.
So taking the naturally aspirated, and I think it was like 800 or 900 horsepower natural. They had a twin turbo it and get it up to 1400 because it lost enough that it still had enough ass at elevation to be able to do what it needed to do. But yeah, that'd be a really, really fun one.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'd ever buy like a Lamborghini, but I would like to drive one for a weekend.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of my system.
Right.
But yeah.
On like the supercar side, I don't know if I'd want any of those.
I'm more of a see it guy. Like,
yeah.
I'll take that new Corvette. Like, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, there's some like Audi has some pretty cool supercar type things.
They did away with their R8 though. I
Yeah.
saw. Yeah. So now it's all a lot of it's electric stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What would you? Money's no option. What car?
I don't know. To own it'd probably be the new ZL1 Camaro. Yeah. Or not Camaro, but the Corvette.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are sick.
Yeah. They're not terribly expensive.
No.
But I mean, they are in my world, but overall,
yeah, comparatively.
Comparatively, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how like what I've wanted in vehicles has changed over the years.
Yeah.
Like, and now I think back to like when I was in like high school, even when I was in the military for a little bit, like some of the cars that I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I never got one of those.
I look at my high schoolers and I'm like, some of the cars they want. I'm like,
Right?
just wait till you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wanted some of the stupid ones that I wanted. Mitsubishi 3000 GT,
Oh, those are cool.
but I had to have the good engine.
The twin turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now looking back and I'm like, yeah, that thing was a piece of shit.
I don't know. I think it's.
I mean, they were cool at the time, but yeah.
Yeah. Not very many survived.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
There was one parked at our neighbors not too long ago. Did you see
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an old school Acura NSX.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like the old Lamborghini Countach looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like more boxy. I like the mid 90s Toyota Supras.
Yeah.
But that was before they got fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You know, they're stupid now. I don't know. Like none of them had crazy power. They just looked, I don't know. They had a very unique look to
Now
it.
you could get that Supra that was twin turboed. It had quite a bit of power.
Yeah.
Right.
But compared to like today's stuff.
Oh yeah, twin turboed, and it was like 4 something.
Yeah. And you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And you know, now you're like, oh, this pickup truck has 500.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah. The TRX pickup is like 700 and almost 800 horsepower.
Right.
Like Jesus. Yeah.
Yep.
That would be super fun to take like BJ Baldwin's. Was it a Blazer or Bronco?
The trophy trucks.
The trophy truck,
yeah.
and then just like outfitting like the inside with like shit out of like y'all's trucks. So it's just super comfy, but you can also just drive wherever the fuck you want.
I'd be worried about all the shit breaking just from bouncing around.
Oh.
How I drive that thing. Yeah.
Just rattles loose.
Shit.
No, a trophy truck would be super.
So
That would
much
be,
fun.
Whereas one of the stadium trucks, like it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Those, I mean, there's nothing you can't do with it.
Yeah.
Well, there is. It's probably really hard to like rock climb or go through mud
Maybe.
because they're only 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You know, but you got fucking 1,000 horsepower.
Justin, have you seen the trophy trucks running on the street tracks? And they have ramps in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Absolutely.
fucking awesome. to watch.
Those are the stadium trucks.
Yeah.
For the stadium racing.
I remember the first time I watched that, I was like, I feel like these guys are just a hair from just doing a barrel roll, like a half barrel roll on these
Right.
ramps and shit. Cause they're hitting them while like one side is bottomed out and the other's maxed out.
yeah.
And they somehow still
And they
land
like
perfectly.
launch and they're all like
They're going-
twisted in the
Yeah.
air.
They're going around the corners on 3 wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's
And that's like
crazy.
standard. I'm like,
And I don't know if it's because of G-force or horsepower.
Well, it's because of their suspension too. But yeah.
But you know what I
But-
mean, though?
Yeah.
Like,
it's fucking insane. The amount of control those guys, like I would put those guys up for impressive amount of control,
Yeah.
right up there with like F1, NASCAR, all those guys. Cause it's like, it's gotta be harder, right?
Yeah.
To ride with that super soft, squishy suspension as opposed to like the rock hard stuff that you know is like not gonna give as much.
Are you talking about on a street track?
I would say so, yeah.
It would feel different for sure.
What-
It takes some getting used to.
absolutely.
well, one of them feels like you're on rails. The other one feels like you're on a slip and slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the rails you can almost count on more and anticipate more, whereas the squishiness is like
Well, but I'll bet you it squishes the same every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
true. Yeah.
did you ever, when you're growing up, did you ever play around like 4-wheelers or anything like that?
Not much.
No.
My dirt bikes I had a little bit of experience
So
with.
it's not so much on dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Because you don't learn to drift on dirt bikes the same way you learn
Right.
to drift on 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you realize that your inputs almost create an identical situation.
Yeah.
That's why I like these drift guys. They're so fucking good at it. You know, like they do the courses where they can like loop a 2-inch ring on a stick on their fucking wing on the back of their car.
Right.
You know, it's because they put the same inputs in, the vehicle does the same thing. I feel like with those trophy trucks, it's very similar. Because there's no way you can drive something that fucking wide open, controlled,
Right.
if it isn't repeatable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those drift videos. I got like really into watching like drift videos on YouTube when I was younger
Yeah.
and watching like the Formula Drift guys as they were coming up and they were just like riding each other's doors at
Oh,
like 60 miles an hour sideways. And I'm like,
Or going around the turn and their back of their car is like an inch away from the wall
Yes.
all the way
Like-
around. Like
do y'all remember the first time you saw the clip Ken Block in the Unicorn where he's off the edge of the cliff and knocks over the rock tower that they had.
And then the other one he was in, I want to say it was like a Ford something twin turbo rally car looking thing.
Oh yeah,
and he's on like a dock or like right by the ocean, and he's drifting, and his back tires actually slide off the edge of it and then come back up onto the side of the pier. That was another one that I was just like, geez, like
the amount of control that he had over a vehicle.
It was insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about my ultimate money's no object is a DB12, Aston Martin DB12. They just like they've got all the power, but they just look so fucking sexy.
Yeah.
Like,
I always wanted an old like mid 50s Studebaker.
Yeah.
And it's because it had the front end of it, the lights came to like 2 points, and then the center of the grill came to a point. So it almost looked like a three V's.
Yeah.
And I mean, they weren't the greatest of vehicle, and they didn't have the most power, but just
they didn't
the
have
look
any
of them.
power.
Yeah,
I
the
think
look
you're
of
in the
them.
100 horsepower range on a Studebaker. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look up and see.
It wasn't much, if I remember right. What's that other? Oh, there's another.
is this the one?
Similar. That's not the one, but yeah, they made a more sporty looking one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Maybe like by the airplane. That one.
Yeah, similar.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a dope little livery right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a cool paint job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's sick.
But this was also something that I think my grandfather, my dad's side, played a lot into this because he was into old Saabs and like the old, I don't know, rally cars for lack of better words. Like they'd race them just around the streets in Europe.
Yeah.
And they were just 2-seater little European sports cars.
Yeah.
Like the MG midgets and that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, there's no power.
Yeah.
And they're not the greatest. But once you get it going, like you can do some damage with those little guys. And so he had an old Saab that was kind of like that. It was this little sporty Saab from the fucking 60s or 70s.
One of the guys at that event had a Magnum PI Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
So it was an 85.
Yeah.
And it was the obviously a rear engine, but he had the hood open, I guess. Right. And it was cool because you could like actually work on it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like nothing was too crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
In high school, I actually totaled a Saab.
Yeah.
We were in the parking lot and a friend of mine was messing with me and went to like throw their Whataburger cup. And so I had a 1999 Chevy Suburban. So I just threw that bitch in reverse and hit the gas to try to back up. Didn't think to look behind me. And so I like hit the gas, I back up, and all of a sudden just wham. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I look in the rearview mirror and there's a car there. And then all of a sudden a Whataburger cup lands on my windshield. And so it was a Saab. And this was after they stopped making them. And so I ended up talking to the guy like a year or two after. He's like, yeah, you totaled it out because the cost to get the parts was too expensive. So the insurance company just totaled it out. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. So I got total Saab in high school.
Nice.
For a little while, my grandfather had a Jaguar XJ12.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
That's a cool car.
And it was the 2-door, which had like what you can't really call it a back seat, but it was a back seat.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I was young, I was little, but I remember we were going somewhere one morning, stopped at Dunkin' Donuts because live in Massachusetts is what you do, and he got coffee, and then we pull out, take a right, stop at a stoplight, and he was the first one at the light. There was a car next to him. And I don't know what the car next to him did because I was young and I didn't know any better. But I know when that light turned green, my grandfather fucking took off.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, the front end of that thing came off the ground. Right. But I was little. And now looking back, it was just the suspension rocking because these things, even though it had a V12 in it, it only had like.
It'd be older than that, Justin, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It'd be like a late 80s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had.
Late 80s. It'd be like more like that style or that style.
This guy?
Yeah, something like that, but a 2-door.
Oh, 2-door.
Maybe the silver one right there.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah, something more like that. Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I mean, they were fucking sweet. But it was a V12, right? But it only had like, I don't know, 180 horsepower or some shit.
Yeah.
Like it was stupid.
God, cars used to have character.
They really did.
Now,
they really did.
Now everything's like, it gets 40 miles to the gallon. I'm like,
Yeah.
You can't make it look good at least. I'll sacrifice some MPG for like good looks. Right. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, it was a 5.3 liter V12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those are cool. I wish I could find the horsepower. Top speed of 140 miles an hour.
It was pretty good back then.
Yeah. At the time, it was the fastest full four-seater available in the world. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I got one.
Yeah.
A Buick Grand National.
Ooh.
I fucking love those.
87
Oh
to
my
89.
God, I love those.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Yep. That was, yeah. That car changed a lot for me in my life. It really did. It was like that first, I don't know, the lines, the look of that car.
Yeah. All black.
Yep. All just blacked out.
Yeah.
Super square bodied, long, wide. You know, like it looked mean.
Yeah. It was this like one of the few muscle cars that had a bench seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But and then they fucking ran.
Yeah.
Turbo V6.
They were the fastest. They were faster than any Corvette around its time period. Yeah.
So that when that came out, stock car class for drag racing was still a stock car.
Yeah.
It wasn't these fully modified, crazy fucking 15,000 horsepower bullshit they have nowadays. And when the Grand National was released, it walked all over everybody in the stock class.
Yeah.
To the point where they were trying to reclass it because it had a turbo on it, you know, and they were like, this is a production vehicle, you know.
It's a V6.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they turned into your grandma's car company somehow.
Well, they had to sell cars.
Went from the Grand National to the LeSabre.
That's crazy. So over the year, well, in the 70s at least, there was only 1,800 Jaguars with the V12 made.
Wow.
Yeah. In the 80s, they're a little bit more. But they also started doing V6s and all that shit. But yeah. I mean, muscle cars, like, I used to only want a handful.
Yeah.
I wanted very specific years for Chevelle. A Nova was out of the question.
Right.
You know, Mustangs were very, very unique years and models.
Yeah.
But now, the more and more I look now, and it's not even just because of availability or price or anything like that. Like, I still want the same Chevelles I wanted. I still want the same Mustangs that I wanted. But now there's other cars, like there's some Novas that I'm like, I'd dread the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, 20 years ago, and I'm like, fuck that. No, no way.
Yeah.
But then like, I'm starting to like sway more towards like, mid to late 50s, early 60s, like kind of cruisers.
Right.
But that have like 600 horsepower in them.
Yeah.
You have like this big old 50 something, Buick boat with 600 horsepower and airbags. Like, I think they just look super cool that way. Stock, they look horrible.
The old Lincoln Continentals.
Oh man, I would love to have one of those.
Fuck yeah.
Suicide doors.
Yeah.
Yep. That's probably the only convertible that I'd actually consider buying.
Yeah.
Is old like 60s Lincoln Continental.
See, I don't know if I'd want the convertible version. Mm-hmm. I think I'd want the coupe or the sedan version.
So if I do the convertible suicide doors, or if I did the sedan, it would be suicide doors, but I'd chop the top.
Yeah.
I'd drop it like 4 inches.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one of those long square body. Yeah. But that thing is like, that's long. Yeah. And even one of those, like, you can't really make it go fast. I mean, you can, but you don't want to. you know. You put 400 or 500 horsepower in that, make it sound nice.
Oh yeah,
like that's just a cruiser.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
I would feel like it'd be mandatory to smoke a cigar and drink a beer while driving that one around.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be
unfortunately.
I don't know if it'd be drink a beer. I'd have to have like a whiskey on the rocks, but in a legit glass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Right? Like not. Yeah. 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 I've always wanted an Oldsmobile 4.4 Deuce.
Yeah, those are cool.
Those are really cool. You know, like the GTOs and the Chargers. Like, you know, like
See, if I could have any muscle car, it'd be the old Superbirds.
Those are, the world's fastest clothesline.
Yeah,
I love those cars.
Yeah, and they're so expensive.
They're fucking insane.
They're insane.
Insane.
Trans Am, I'd still have a 70s Trans Am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Trans Am's Camaro. Like, it's not that I don't want them. There's just so many, like Camaro. Late 60s, early 70s Camaro, right? If you start going down the rabbit hole and looking for what's available, what's for sale, I mean, there's tens of thousands.
Yeah.
There's insane amount of them, you know? So, like, that's not even a car that I consider be like, oh, you're like, yeah, this is a bucket list car for me.
Right.
Like, you could go get one, like, right now.
Yeah.
You know? Like, the downfall with a lot of those older muscle cars is somebody's already been through it 15 times.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what you're actually getting.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about those to be comfortable. Like, I'd have to hire somebody to come help me buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for. I don't know how people, you know, restore or mess up, you know, these vehicles.
Yeah.
Or even what the common things, you know, like, and there's guys out there that are like, oh, it's a 67. Oh, so the rust is here and it's there and on this quarter, you know, and you got to watch for this. And underneath, you got to look at that. I'm like, well, what? Like, oh, that's not even a 68. You know, you're like, what? I'd be like, that looks good. I'll take it.
See, I'll own another Trans Am someday, but that's doable.
Right.
You know, if I wanted the nicest one out right now that I could buy at 60,000 maybe.
Oh, I bet you it's way. I bet you.
Yeah, but I mean that I would
400 or 500. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you would want to buy it if it was 400 in a crazy resto mod.
Yeah.
And we saw some of those at Restore a Muscle Car in Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had, you know, $250,000, $350,000 resto mods.
Those were sick.
Oh my God, were they nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were fucking nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that, like, I wish just somebody in my family would have did. And, you know, you don't see it a lot at all anymore. But people collecting old cars.
Yeah.
You know, like the Restore a Muscle Car, for instance. We did an event there once years ago, and we were slinging cigars because car guys are cigar guys. And we were set up where they were building all their new, well, I wouldn't really say new, but
they pretty much, they tear them completely down, go through everything.
Yeah.
And they make them like,
it's like a frame off.
It's a new car again when you're buying it.
And so we're in the area where they're doing that. So there's cars in different stages, you know, and it's cool.
Yeah.
But then you go across the parking lot and they have a huge barn. I don't know, what, 20,000, 30,000 square feet, maybe bigger. Fuck, who knows? Just completely full. Like, you can't fit another vehicle in there full.
Like 3 layers full.
With lifts and cars on top of cars on top of cars. And it's not just the Camaros and Firebirds that they do.
Yeah.
It is every fucking cool old muscle car in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Then it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't I have a cool uncle that did this? Same reason I'm mad at my family when they immigrated here and they stayed on the East Coast. We could have went to fucking Texas. We could have had a huge ranch. No. It was going to stay in a fucking city. Well, it's hard out there. Shut up.
Think of your great grandchildren, damn it.
I know, right? Can't believe you didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
No, but then my family would hate each other. I've never met a family in Texas that has either land or money that gets along.
Right.
They all hate each other. Yeah. Yeah. Justin, what's your car?
Probably the DB12 is my like.
Yeah.
Money's no object. Or McLaren, like a P1 would be fucking sweet. But I don't know, like even with the DB12, like it's more power than I'll ever put down, but it'd still be like fun on the streets. P1 is like, this is just not fun to drive like anywhere other than like a track. And that's kind of a pain in the ass. My original first car I wanted to buy was a 1996 F250, the 7.3 liter Power Stroke. I wanted me a fucking big ass land yacht. Yeah. Instead, I got a Mustang. So
that's 7.3 is still one of the best motors ever.
100%.
Ford has a new Mustang out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is the Ford Mustang GTD.
Oh yeah. Did you look at the price tag on that thing?
I haven't gotten there yet, but I've got to the point where it has 815 horsepower and a top speed of 202.
Oof.
It's a supercar.
Official Nuremberg time is 6 minutes 52 seconds. That's pretty fucking quick.
Damn, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
Damn, 815.
5.2 liter V8. So it's a smaller V8 than the Jaguar's V12.
50-50 weight balance. That's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Justin, Google the price tag on that thing.
Gotcha. Coming in at a cool $325,000.
Big deal.
Money's no object.
So would you rather have that Mustang or any other supercar on the
planet? What kind of car could I build for $325,000? You know, like could I build Ken Block's
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
are they going to do the same thing? I don't think so.
Yeah, that unicorn's definitely going to outrun this fucking thing.
Yeah, but are you going to be able to go on a date with?
You won't be able to do that either.
Yeah,
that's not street legal.
I think it's got like I think that one has like race seats and shit. It's like the optional second seat. No, like how the Dodge Demon was. Where like the second seat was optional. You just not have it in there for weight reduction, shit like that.
Yeah, they have 5 not street legal vehicles, and they're all Mustangs.
Yeah,
the GTD, the Dark Horse R, the GT3, GT4, and that Ford GT Mark IV.
So maybe you couldn't do the Huna truck. The Huna truck, based on the 1977 Ford F-150, reportedly cost $1.5 million to build.
Woo, buddy!
It was later sold at auction for $990,000, according to Road and Track.
That sucks. Yeah. Build a badass truck like that and lose $100,000.
Well,
I bet all the money they made from Gymkhana.
They came out okay. Yeah.
And just the smiles.
What about the Unicorn Mustang? So I know, like, essentially it was a production studio on wheels with 1,400 horsepower.
Right.
Minus the production side of it. Like, I don't need all the camera equipment and the wiring and batteries and power and hookups and all that shit. And I guarantee you that's a huge chunk of the expense.
Yeah.
Like the vehicle itself, you're an all-wheel drive setup.
Yeah.
That can handle power. With pretty much a really nice set of coilovers all around. A badass engine. And then you modify, build a frame and chassis around it. Like, it can't be that bad.
The Unicorn Mustang, built by RTR for Ken Block, cost approximately $1.5 million to build. I'm guessing they just fucking copy and pasted the Huna truck and was just like,
probably
Mustang now.
What's that performance company on the way to Houston?
Hennessy.
Almost anything they make, I would.
Oh yeah.
Didn't
they? Cool, they did like a run with Camaros, didn't they?
They did everything.
It was like the Demon Slayer or something like that. After Dodge came out with the Demon.
But they do like Camaros, Mustangs, Dodge trucks, Ford Raptors. Like they do all this shit.
I think I listened to a Rogan podcast with him. Yeah. I was just like, damn, you just were like, I just want to make fast shit, and fucking did it. And I was like, respect.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what they got for sale right now.
Hennessy?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
They have a Super Venom Ford Mustang Dark Horse, 850 horsepower. Oh, don't be those guys.
Call for price.
Contact sales reserved now.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Price $179,950.
Well, that's a lot better than 325.
I was about to say that's a fucking steal. If you think
850
about it.
horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. Plus, it has all the Hennessy shit in it.
What's the warranty look like on that guy? Can I get bumper to bumper on
Yeah,
that?
right. 1,000 horsepower Ram TRX. What are some other cool ones? A Dodge Demon, a Velociraptor Bronco, a Dodge Hellcat. That's really it.
I have a question for you guys. Yeah. You guys both, your daily vehicles are very purpose driven because you tow and all that stuff. So y'all got big towable trucks. If y'all didn't have that need, what would your daily driver be?
Ooh.
Probably a mid-sized sporty SUV.
I got either that or a legit, like
you'd get your sports car?
Yeah, but not something crazy. Like I would get like
just the GT Mustang? Just the normal?
it would be like a CTSV.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like something that like I have no issues driving.
Right.
It's comfortable. It looks good.
Get a few friends in it still.
Yeah. But I got 700 horsepower sitting there if I fucking need it.
If I didn't have to tow, I'd probably have a Raptor R or TRX.
Really?
Because I like driving a truck.
I do
That's
too.
fair. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I obviously don't
Like,
tow.
honestly,
I still like having a truck.
Yeah.
And it's nice because Mal might actually do it, but the new Toyota Land Cruisers,
Oh.
fuck, they look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Range Rover Defender, like that was fucking kind of. I would probably, but they have different trims.
They do, and they're expensive.
Yeah,
but no, that Land Rover or that new Lexus SUV, those things are fucking they're nice.
I'd look at an Audi A7 for a car, maybe. Yeah. I like those.
I dated a chick in high school whose dad had they're an A9, real low, looks real long, or maybe it's the A7, maybe.
It might have been the 7.
But that thing was so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so nice. It was like that mix of like luxury car, and then like he'd step on it, and I'm like, oh shit, like your ass is in the seat. Like it was fucking cool. I like Audis. Audis are very nice.
Yeah, but the CTSV, that's a good pull.
I've always wanted one. Yeah. And it's like I want a new 4-door, or I want one of the older 2-doors,
right? Or
the wagon.
Yeah.
The CTSV wagon would be like perfect, but finding them is so hard.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be so fun.
Yeah.
Because like you pull up in it's a wagon. You know, it's this fucking station wagon.
Well, Michelle and I looked at I think it was like a 2015 or 16 CTSV one time.
Yeah.
And it literally has exhaust dumps.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking like from the factory. Like that's fucking cool.
I have a
Recaro race seats already in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's bougie, but it's still a race car.
Well, it's a Camaro. It's a supercharged fucking Camaro engine in it.
Yeah.
It's
with a couple extra doors.
Yeah.
I have a buddy of mine who has I don't know the year, but it's a Dodge Magnum, one of the wagons. And he did an engine swap with a Hellcat. Yeah, that thing fucking rips. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a wagon.
That's it.
So like you pull up in a wagon and people are like, this guy, and then he just rips out of there and they're like, oh.
Well, you can tub a wagon.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, true.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, here's a CT5V Blackwing.
Yep.
That Hennessy did. 1,000 horsepower.
That's the newest version.
It doesn't have a price. It's already sold. I'd love to see the price on that.
Hennessy's whole parking lot is full of vehicles. Like they probably have.
Well, a lot they're working on. So the ones that they only have like probably 20 for sale right now.
Yeah.
And the majority of them, honestly, are pickup trucks.
Yeah.
There's
we are in Texas.
A bunch of Raptors. There's a TRX, 2 Broncos, 1 Hellcat, a Dodge Durango Hellcat, 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
1 CTSV5 Blackwing pending for $201,950.
Well, new. They're 150 or so, I think. So
Yeah, this is a 2025, 150 miles on it. 1,000 horsepower, 966 foot-pounds of torque.
oh, the Escalade V. I'd put that in my.
Oh
running
yeah,
for-
those things are cool.
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta wait till his kids graduate and shit like that.
Right.
But anyway, this is going on long enough.
I know, right? Now
We went down the car rabbit hole
sorry,
here,
guys.
So
Probably lost. a bunch
sorry,
of you
not
guys.
sorry. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, we like cars.
Yeah, and cigars.
Yeah, we like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that would suck. This would be a really boring podcast if we only did like two things.
Right.
Like I smoke cigars and I shoot pool. What else do you do? That's it. Like, oh, okay.
Well, it's not like we do cars. We like cars.
Yeah, I like cars. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means, but I know enough to do some damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. My old saying is, I drive that into a brick wall. Yeah. So, like we said earlier, stay tuned to all our social medias for all the future events that we have coming up. We'll be putting out posters with dates, locations, times, all that fun stuff. The first of every month, go to the website, warfightertobacco.com, for your chance to get a redacted cigar. Buy any 5 cigars on the website, you get one free. If you can't make it to the website on the first of the month, go to our social medias and look at when we're doing events. Come to one of our events, and you get better specials to get a redacted
That is
at
true.
the events. Plus, you get a chance at some swag or whatever raffle items we have going on, and you always get to have good conversations. So that's a big plus. Yep. Kind of like the Switzerland's flag. It's a big plus. And now that we got a dad joke thrown in, we can officially end this shit show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, all your smoky treat needs, warfightertobacco.com. Scott, you got anything?
Nope. See you next time.
Justin, you got anything?
That's it for me, fellas.
Peace out, everybody.